Good morning, everybody. Bill Cancel here, the host of the Boricua BC2 show. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy New Week, everybody. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a little bit energized this morning. Some of that has to do with my espresso. But also, I took the day yesterday to kind of process what's happening with Iran. Went through my motions and so on and so forth, and learned new things and read new things and so on and so forth. And I'm feeling like I'm in a much better place now. There will be another show right after this show as a deep dive on Iran. I encourage you to watch that show. We're going to give you the latest and greatest as to what's happening in Iran, my take on all this stuff and so on and so forth. So please watch that. But this is the morning update. So let's jump right in. These are the top stories affecting Donald Trump for the week. And let's take a look at that. The first one's not surprising. This is coming in from theguardian.com. Trump's emergency declarations are under fire. Really, no surprise there. Legal experts are criticizing Trump's repeated use of federal emergency powers to push policies on immigration, tariffs, and energy, saying he's exceeded congressional authority. Courts have struck down several orders as legally unsound. This is again a Trump tactic. Pretend like there's something there, amplified across the propaganda media when there's nothing there. And then when he gets caught with his pants down in court, he blames the courts. So I'm not surprised to hear about this one. Next one's coming in from the Washington Post, and this one I really enjoy. The American Bar Association sues over pressure on law firms. The American Bar Association filed a lawsuit against Trump's administration, accusing it of intimidating law firms through executive actions tied to litigation, which raises red flags over legal independence. This is a big one, and I'm definitely going to watch that. Next one I'm a little confused on, but we'll report on it, is by Reuters.com. DOJ is forced to release Abrego Garcia. In a case tied to Trump-era immigration policy, a judge ordered the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was deported in March. He's now free on bail pending trial amid accusations the original deportation violated court orders. I'm a little confused because I thought I read this morning that ICE is still going to detain him. So I'm not sure where this is going. I'm very happy that the judge did that. It's about time the judge did that. But I will not be happy until I see Kilmar in his home with his family, a pending trial. That's the win. Just a reminder to everybody, Harvard wins against the international student ban. A federal judge blocked Trump's attempt to bar international students from Harvard, preserving diversity and signaling a major legal victory for the university. This is by AP News. Don't underestimate that one, because that's a really big win for democracy and a very significant loss for Trump, because again, he tries to overstep his authority, and then when he gets caught, now he's busted by the courts, and there's nothing he can really do about that. So that's a really big win. This one's a little disappointing, and I'll link these two together in a minute. This is by Reuters. Supreme Court declines to expedite tariff review. The Supreme Court refused to fast-track review of Trump's tariffs, meaning lower court ruling, a good thing, finding them unlawful, will proceed, creating continued legal uncertainty. So that's the good part about that, right? So the lower court ruling is going to stand, and they're not going to fast-track that, which to me basically sounds like a bitch slap to Trump. They don't have time for this nonsense. He created this mess. Let the lower court ruling stand. Why that's tied is because a small business is asking the Supreme Court for expedited review of Trump's trade tariffs, arguing they illegally act as taxes and burden the economy during attention to an ongoing litigation. That's by Reuters. So the two go hand in hand. So on one side, SCOTUS is delaying the ruling and pissing off Trump. The bad news, SCOTUS is delaying the ruling, pissing off small businesses. So there's a little bit of a quandary there, which is not good. The next one, again, another taco, another flip-flop. This is reported by Reuters. He did this twice in 1 week. Farm worker rule enforcement has been suspended. Trump's DOJ announced the suspension of the key Biden-era farm worker protection rules, stirring debate over workers' rights and deregulation priorities. No clue what they're doing. No clue what they're doing. Another one, transportation grant plan blocked. A judge struck down Trump's plan to link federal transportation funding to states' cooperation with immigration enforcement, a setback for his federal funding approach. He wanted to move the shells. He wanted to take money from one pocket, move them to the other pocket. The judge said, no, you can't do that. Okay, that's a problem. Now, mind you, ICE is pretty much out of money right now. So, and guess where the funding for the next round of ICE comes from? The big bad bill. So the longer that gets delayed, the worse it's going to get for ICE. Keep that in mind. This one I love. This is reported by Reuters.com. Fed flags economic concerns over Trump policies. In a testimony to Congress, Federal Chairman Powell warned that Trump's tariffs and emergency declarations are clouding the economic's prospects, potentially fueling inflation and slowing growth. He's doing it to himself, people. This is not Jerome Powell's fault. This is his actions that are causing these problems. He is doing it to himself. That's the morning update, everybody. Those are the top stories that we'll be watching this week on the show to see what's happening. Coming up next will be a deep dive on the Iran situation. We'll get you up to speed on exactly where we're at, what do we know, what we don't know. We'll ask some questions that I think need to be asked, and so on and so forth. Following that show, there'll be another show called Being Grounded, which you could watch. It's just more of a mental health. What do we do with difficult situations like today now? How do we get through these times, and so on and so forth? So definitely watch on that. And then this afternoon, we have a guest panel show coming on at 2 o'clock with Nancy Goat at bluesky.social and the famous Miss Michelle, Miss Cohood at bluesky.social. First time we're all getting together as a panel, so that's going to be a very interesting show. Have a great day, folks. And one more thing, stay cool because god damn, it's hot outside. We'll see you in a little bit, everybody. Take care. Bye.